The Florida Gators have added another commit despite being cheap, broke, poor, bargain bin hunting. Kentucky DB Cam Dooley, you are a Florida Gator.
You are Locked On Gators, your daily podcast on the Florida Gators. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Locked On Gators, part of the Locked On Podcast and Network, your team every day. Thanks for making Locked On Gators your first listen of the day. Every day we are available daily and free if it's the podcast and on YouTube. I am Brandon Olsen, lifelong Florida Gators fan, and the host of Locked On Gators, who is here for every single commitment that the Florida Gators get out of the transfer portal. We are here for big retentions if they happen, when they happen, with Jaden Ball yesterday. We're here for a lot. We're also your team every single day, every morning, 3 a.m. Eastern time on audio, 8 a.m. Eastern time on YouTube. You can find me here talking about the Florida Gators. And they've done it again. They added another commit. This time, it's Kentucky defensive back Cam Dooley, which is it's incredible that Florida even landed the commitment of Cam Dooley, considering that they're poor, they're broke, they're cheap, they hate spending any kind of money, they're bargain bin hunting, and yet they just got their 13th commitment in the transfer portal. This one is a player that has played significant snaps at Kentucky. He started some games, didn't start, but was always playing significant snaps, and is now going to be a Florida Gator. 6'2", 208 pounds. I'm a big fan. Scott Camp said, hit the like button. I'm number 2. How about you? Hit the like button. See what number you are there. But Cam Dooley is someone that I'm a big fan of. You know, when we spoke about him, it was like a week ago. I mentioned, you know, if a Kentucky DB hits the portal, I'm not going to be mad, right? Like if a Kentucky safety hits the portal and Florida wants to go get him, I'm not going to be mad about it, because I think that safety play at Kentucky was one of the few parts that actually worked, or the defense was one of the few parts that actually worked at Kentucky, and safety play was a part of that. Coach Collins, quality coach, and Cam Dooley, I really like the fit. He's going to have 2 years of eligibility remaining, and so that should kind of help there. But again, Cam Dooley is someone that I love adding to this team. Like, he's someone that I view as a significant contributor from day one. And I'm only saying significant contributor from day one because I don't want to say starter right now, if that makes sense. He was by the way, also, because I know there's people that care about this. He was a 4-star recruit coming out of high school in 2024, was at Kentucky in 2024. And in 2024, did not burn a red shirt. He didn't play much on defense, but he did play every single game on special teams. So he did not burn a red shirt in 2024. He's coming over as a true junior. That's going to have 2 years of eligibility, special teams contributor, and a defensive impact player. And again, I really like the addition. He's someone that, when he was entering the portal, I sent out the message, and I saw people. There were quite a few people that I feel like weren't super enthused about him. He's a hooper. Okay, first off, Kentucky safety play was good at Kentucky. Secondly, 2 years of eligibility. Third, I view him as someone that is going to come in and probably be safety 3 from day one. Okay. And by the way, they're all going to play, but I view him as someone that's probably going to be safety 3 from day one. And I say that thinking that I no longer think that DJ Coleman is going to be the star. I think he's going to play a lot of safety this year. He'll also play some nickel, and that's also going to go into at least some of this, is that Cam Dooley played some nickel when he was at Kentucky. So you're going to have DJ Coleman can play safety and nickel. Cam Dooley can play safety and nickel. Bryce Thornton can play safety and nickel. Like, you've got guys that can play both those spots, and you're going to use them all in different ways, right? So I think now you have 3 safeties that I look at, and I'm like, that's actual quality. Cam Dooley has comfort with the defense, obviously, because Brad White was the defensive coordinator at Kentucky. For his entire career. You've had comfort with your position coach because Coach Collins was the secondary coach at Kentucky. Here, he's just safety coach. He was secondary coach at Kentucky. And so Cam Dooley's going to come over, know the defense, which as we see these pieces come together, this feels like it's going to be more of a Brad White defense than what we talked about with John Summerall. Like, this feels like this is going to be more Brad White than John Summerall or Greg Gasparito. Like it seems like it's kind of shaping up to be more like a schematic Kentucky defense, which I'm good with. I honestly, any scheme that we've got on this coaching staff on defense that they wanted to put in, I'm good with. I like them both. If you wanted to do some monster hybrid between the two, hell yeah, brother, let's do it. I'm good with them both there as well. I think that this is an awesome ad for the Florida Gators. One of my favorites, not just because it's actually someone that's going to play significant snaps, right? We've talked a lot about like rotational players and depth players. Now we're talking about someone that's going to play significant snaps week in, week out. You're going to have DJ Coleman, you're going to have Bryce Thornton, and you're going to have Cam Dooley. And that's a really good safety room, considering especially where our safeties were last year with Jordan Castell, who is now at Kentucky. So Florida, they traded Aaron Gates and Jordan Castell to Kentucky for Cam Dooley. No givesies backsies, no trade backs, nothing. You can't have them back. That's it. Florida wins that trade big time. Best of luck to you. So there's that. I don't like when people do complain about like, so we're taking Kentucky players. Well, yeah, Kentucky kicked the crap out of Florida last year and their defense dominated. Yeah, we're taking Kentucky players on defense. I love it. Cam Dooley is again, one of my favorite additions from the portal so far. I love his play. I like his film. I'm really looking forward to when I publish the scouting report from him. He does have one issue that we've seen pop up, and again, not even consistently. It's not even a thing that pops up consistently. But he has had like stretches where he has a few missed tackles, and again, that's part of the game, right? I want to see the missed tackle percentage compared to Florida's defense, just which I know obviously a lot of the guys from Florida, quite a few are gone. But I just want to see what the missed tackle percentage looks like compared to Florida and compared to the safety play specifically. Bryce Thornton played the most snaps on defense at safety, on defense at all, but at safety, and had a 10% missed tackle rate. Jordan Castell, 10.2%. Sharif Denson, 10%. And Cam Dooley, where he does have the high one, is 17.9%, which is, again, like that's the alarming thing about his game. That's it. In coverage, he's really good, really reliable. I'll say this too, like, yes, looking at the PFF stats, yeah, Benjamin, so did Florida's, right? Like, and before we even talk about that, so did Florida's. And honestly, I don't blame them, right? Like, I've played on a defense where we know the offense sucks and the offense is going to, and I didn't play at a high level. I'm not pretending I did. Like I played on a defense where we knew the offense sucks. We knew that we were going to go out there and they were probably going to go 3 and out and give us absolutely nothing to work with. And after a while, it gets really frustrating. It gets really boring. And then you don't want to play anymore. Like, you don't want to contribute anymore. There's guys that will always go out there and compete, like the Miles Grahams of the world, but there's people that will quit. And that is what it is, right? Like as a defense, you can only do so much before you're just like, dude, this isn't even worth it for me to be working my ass off. And that happens. However, I wanted to talk about the coverage numbers for Cam Dooley, because it's like, all right, in 200 snaps, he allowed 6 catches, or 200 coverage snaps, 212 coverage snaps. He allowed 6 catches on 10 targets, 80 yards, 56 of which came after the catch, by the way. And a passer rating of 45.8. He had a pick. There you go. Compare that to Florida's nickels and safeties. I'm going to compare them both. Sharif Denson allowed 28 catches on 32 targets. That's actually nuts. 28 for 32 is crazy because, like, you can have like, that's an 87.5% completion percentage. You can have a worse completion percentage on air. Like that's wild. 295 yards, passer rating of 115.5. At safety, Jordan Castell, 19 catches on 23 attempts, 317 yards, 97 passer rating. Bryce Thornton, 18 catches on 30 attempts, which is the only respectable one of those three, statistically. 200 yards, 88.2 passer rating, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Jordan Castell had 1 touchdown, 2 picks. Although one of his picks, he wasn't even in coverage on the person that was intended. It was just an overthrow that went right to him. But that counts for the passer rating, whatever. And so that's what you got there. At star, we can't even talk about Aaron Gates. He barely played. DeMarvin said, "You've been working OT, my guy. Keep up the grind." Hell yeah. We're going to keep going until this thing is donezo. Okay. Cam Dooley is a hell of an addition. Are those missed tackles in space? If so, does he make a better nickel? Cam Dooley's, so I haven't seen all of his missed tackles. Okay. I'm not gonna pretend that I've sat and watched every game. Some have been in space, some have been just, Denson is basically an extension. Yeah. Sharif Denson was basically playing outside linebacker in 2025. Some are in space, some aren't. And it's stuff that he's going to work on, of course. I will say again, like, they came in stretches. He had the Ole Miss game. He had a missed tackle before he was even starting. Georgia, I want to say there was one that I remember. And then I watched the Auburn game. Don't remember missing anything. Florida game. Don't remember missing anything. And then I still have a couple more to watch of him, but like it came in stretches, and statistically they came in stretches as well, by the way. Like statistically, game 2, game 3, game 4, game 5, he had a missed tackle in each one. Then he didn't have a missed tackle for 5 weeks. And then he had 1 missed tackle against Vandy, 2 against Louisville. And that was that. And so it's a little inconsistent. Again, young football player, right? This was his first year actually playing defense, because in 2024, he wasn't. He basically redshirted on defense, contributed on special teams consistently. And so that was Cam Dooley. But again, like, you watch the film, I like the film. I could be wrong. Like, you guys could disagree. I really like Cam Dooley's film. The fact that you walked away with both Cam Dooley and DJ Coleman makes me feel infinitely better about this safety room, where you've got Bryce Thornton coming back, and he was the one safety that was worth a damn last year. You've got Lagonza Hayward with another year. We'll see if he's playing star again or if he's going to play safety. You've got Drake Stubbs back for another year. Should we be going after DBs now? I mean, I think you still need corners, Scott. I think you still got to look at corner, at least, guys to compete. But we'll talk about what they need. We'll talk about what's next. We'll talk about this edition and how it fits. And I'm excited for it all. We'll talk about that when we get back with Locked On Gators. The wild card round is here, and FanDuel is officially in playoff mode. Every game day during the NFL playoffs, FanDuel is giving customers even more ways to get in on the action, because right now, every NFL playoff game day, FanDuel users get a profit boost pack waiting for them inside the app. So you open your profit boost pack first thing on game day and see what boosts you want to apply. You don't have to use all of them. It's not like, oh, if I accept this and I have to use them all. You don't have to, right? You can put more juice on the bets that you already like. If you were already going to bet for, I don't know, we got Jags fans in here, right? If you were already going to bet on, I don't even know who to name for you guys. Let's see, Trevor Lawrence rushing touchdown, right? If you just thought he was going to be able to get that, go ahead, put a profit boost on it, make it even more, make the payout even better, right? So visit FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL, and grab your profit boost pack every NFL playoff game day. And let's talk about something that most men don't bring up, but absolutely should. Stress from work, money, life. Maybe your team traded to give up Cam Dooley and took Jordan Castell at safety for some reason. Like, stress happens, right? It doesn't just switch off at night. When it shows up at the worst time possible, Rougiette Ready is designed to help you take back control. Rougiette Ready is a next-generation prescription treatment created to support both the brain and the body, so you can feel present, confident, and ready when the moment matters. If you've been thinking about taking the next step, now's the time. Head to Rougiette.com/LockedOnCollege. That's RUGIET.com/LockedOnCollege to get 15% off your order for a limited time. Rougiette Ready. Feel present, feel confident, feel ready. Thanks again for making Locked On Gators your first listen of the day. Every day we are available daily and free wherever it's in the podcast and on YouTube. I am Brandon Olsen. Yes, I will, Albert. I will still be here in March. I'll still be here in March. So yeah, I'll be around for it. We'll link up. And Florida did add a transfer portal or not a transfer portal edition, but did add a JUCO commit earlier today as well, which is again like Florida's filling out this roster in so many spots. They added Eli Owens, JUCO corner, 6'3", 210 pounds, great size. We'll see what the transition looks like stepping up, but great size. He's someone that can contribute at corner or can contribute like in the corner room. I'm not going to say he's going to be able to come into the SEC and play right away, just because I think that's a tall task and a tall ask. But I do think that you can absolutely look at someone that's going to come in and compete. I think that's also one thing that we should talk about. First off, that's awesome size, by the way, for corner, especially in this defense. Like when you're a defense that plays a lot of zone coverage, having those 6'3" guys is a bit easier, right? Just because like those 6'3" guys generally tend to be a bit worse in man coverage because, you got higher hips, tighter hips, and it feels a little bit different there. And so it's easier generally for guys at that size to play zone coverage, the Richard Shermans, these Sauce Gardners. Like it's easy for those guys, the Juju Brents. It's easier for those guys to play zone coverage. That's an easier transition as well. Like Florida's got a lot of size coming in the secondary this year. Logan, I want to say, said two nose tackles and nickelbacks are needed. I don't know if 2 nose tackles, but definitely a starter. Chad Nash said, did he burn his red shirt? Cam Dooley, yeah, he burned his red shirt in 2024 as a special teams player. Didn't really play on defense, but did play every game on special teams. So burned his red shirt in that way. Which I kind of hate that. If you're going to burn a red shirt, give a guy a couple reps or just, a couple reps in more than just 3 games. So there's that. Let's have JLB. We got you here as well. We got a lot of familiar faces coming in. I'm enjoying this. The Florida adding Cam Dooley, I think, is huge. I think that your safety room is pretty set right now. I do. Maybe if you want to add, if you add another guy that has maybe multiple years of eligibility remaining again, and you go, all right, well, you're going to compete, maybe be a special teamer. You could also just add guys that Landon, yes, you can expect another live today. I'm expecting, I'll say that. I'm expecting to go live again at some point today, unless something happens while we're talking now. Q, GMFG. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I think that your safety room is really coming together now. And so I think that that'll be really, I'm excited to see what that safety room looks like. Coach Collins, I've been told from former players, I've been told from multiple people that I've spoken to in the coaching world, a lot of people have high opinions of Coach Collins in the safety room. He's someone that when he came over, I was kind of just like, look, Kentucky's safeties are good. Kentucky's never been an awesome recruiting spot. Ryan Tupert, yeah, I would think so. I would think Eli Owens is a good depth piece. I'll have to get film to watch him fully in depth. But we'll see what you have there. But for Coach Collins, I've heard great things about him from people that I've spoken to. When he came over, I was kind of just like, look, he gets quality production from his safeties. Or from his secondary, because he was a secondary coach. Gets quality production from his secondary, gets a guy or two to the NFL every year. We'll see what he can do there. And now he's coming over as a safety coach, bringing Cam Dooley, who was, again, if we're talking about taking any Kentucky DB, Cam Dooley was the guy that I wanted. Okay. Or honestly, any Kentucky defender, Cam Dooley was the guy that I wanted Florida to go after if they were going after a Kentucky defender at all. So So I really like bringing him in. I'm excited to see what that looks like in this defense, with a better pass rush than Kentucky had. Hopefully a better pass rush than Kentucky had, at least. So I think there's a lot of promise in the safety room now. And in 2025, well, that was really bleak, right? That we watched the safeties. It was not fun to watch Florida safeties play in 2025. Now, you've got, again, like Bryce Thornton was always quality. Bryce Thornton was always a quality safety. I was critical of the room in general, but Bryce Thornton was not one of the guys that I was critical of. He was worse in 2025 than in 2024, I thought. I'm not saying that he was perfect. I do believe that he was maybe not even worse, but he just had some more negative plays, right? I think that he still had quality positive plays. He contributed more as a run defender and pass rusher. He also just played a lot more. So he played a lot. He had less picks, but that's fine. Less positive splash plays, a couple more negative plays that gave him some issues. But for the most part, I was really excited or really happy with most of what Bryce Thornton did. Again, even though it wasn't necessarily taking those big steps up there. But Bryce Thornton now coming back. And then you've got Cam Dooley coming in. And then you've got DJ Coleman coming in. And it's like, well, I don't know how to say this, but I am actually, for once in a long while, excited for the Florida Gators safety room. And so I think that we could talk about that and say that it's finally something to be excited about. Aiden Warner came back at QB. Aiden Warner has been signed at QB. I think they're just, or has been agreed to come back. I think it's just, getting around to announcing things. Like some of these players are signing and being retained and then announcing days later, maybe even like weeks later, depending on when they're actually signing, but also just, I think some of it is like, hey, let's get this hype going at this point. Like, because people get excited when every player announces they're coming back. So I'm looking forward to that. Safety room is improved. Bryce Thornton coming back. He was the one thing in that safety room that actually worked. There was youth there in 2025, but frankly, I didn't think the youth looked great when they were out there, and that's fine. Safety is a very difficult position to play. It's a very difficult position to play in a Ron Roberts defense or anyone in that coaching tree. Patrick Toney, who's now the DC at Ole Miss. Pete Golding, you've got Dave Aranda. Like, it's not easy to play safety in that defense, which is one of the reasons that when DJ Coleman came in, I was like, look, I'm excited because I think what DJ Coleman brings to the table, like part of it is his IQ from playing in that Dave Aranda defense. So I'm really looking forward to that. I think safety play in 2025 or in 2026 is going to be significantly better in 2025 than 2025. And I think it's going to be awesome to watch. I'm actually, again, like I haven't been excited for the safeties in years. And so Florida actually having quality safeties, hell yeah. Let's do it. Like it's awesome to see Florida have what we expect to be good safety play again in 2026. Tony, it's bargain basement searching. You're so funny, I love your show, but you don't take criticism. What criticism? You're not criticizing me for bargain basement hunting, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, you're not criticizing me for doing that. I just think it's funny that it's like the same people who complain about that when taking, depth guys. It's like when you get mad about being cheap or bargain hunting because you took a guy who his role is going to be depth, it just seems weird to me. Like, do you want to pay a lot for depth? Like, do you want to get a big name and go, yeah, that guy's depth? It's just weird to me. Like, if you don't like some of the takes, go ahead. Like, if you don't like the Micah Mays take, go ahead. I expect him to be purely depth at this point. Like, purely depth. If he doesn't play, then he doesn't play. I'm cool with it. I don't care. He's not someone that I have high expectations for at all. That's it. Like that's what it is. Like, if you took guys like Micah Mays and you're like, hey, you're wide receiver one, then I'd be fuming. But you're not doing that. You're not expecting that. And so it's tough for me to like get upset about things like that. I just think it's funny when people complain about that when you're taking depth, and it's just like if you're taking depth, guys that aren't going to play, it's like a 7th round pick, right? If you're taking someone and the expectation isn't for them to do much, whether or not they do much doesn't matter, right? You didn't invest significantly in that player, so who cares? Like if Micah Mays never really plays, I don't care, frankly. I don't view him as someone that you invested heavily in. I don't view him as someone that you have those expectations for. So what? Like, do you want us to just get mad about everything? Like, no, it's a depth piece. It's fine. Your team needs it. I think the difference is that Billy Napier spent a lot of time whenever he was in the portal trying to get guys that would contribute right away. And so the expectation now amongst Florida fans is if we're getting a guy in the portal, he should be someone that's going to contribute right away. And that's not how John Summerall is building this team. John Summerall is building this team with depth in the portal, rotational pieces in the portal. Like, it's not about everybody being a starter. There's going to be guys that come in and even in an ideal world, never touch the field. Like there's guys that come in that we don't want them to play. But if they are in a position where they need to play, like Micah Mays, like I said, like I don't have many expectations for Micah Mays. Go back to the live show, and the thing that I talk about with him, experience. That's it. Like I'm not talking about how great he is. I'm talking about you got experience so that if he ever does have to come play, you have someone that at least knows what it's like to play in college football games, and you're not relying on a true freshman that's never touched the field before. That's what they're doing for a lot of those guys that Florida has brought in so far. That's kind of how I view them in 2026. And if they earn playing time, whatever, then they earn them. But right now, I think the expectation is to be depth for some of these guys. And that's good. Cam Dooley, not that. Cam Dooley is someone that I view as a potential starter this year or starter quality player this year. I think it's going to be Bryce Thornton and DJ Coleman at safety. But Cam Dooley is a safety 3. That's awesome. And then a safety 1 or 2, whatever you want to say. I kind of just go starting safety and then safety 3. So if he's going to be safety 3 in this year and a starter in 2027, hell yeah. I'm good with that. Like let's make that happen because that'll be an awesome role for him. That'll be awesome for the Florida Gators if you have that set up. That would be huge. So I personally like how Florida is doing this right now in the portal. And I am someone who previously I was fully in with the, hey, if like go ahead, build most of your roster through high school and then use the transfer portal as free agency, right? I think now I'm still good at saying, hey, use the transfer portal as free agency. But now it's more, hey, use the transfer portal as a lot of depth, guys with multiple years. Like that's also the difference between what, let's say, John Summerall and what Lane Kiffin do, right? Because I think a lot of people bring up, Lane Kiffin, Texas Tech, or Lane Kiffin, Joey McGuire, Texas Tech. Like they've used the transfer portal to just stockpile talent for the year and then go through it. Miami use the transfer portal to stockpile talent for the year and then go through it and then figure out the rest later. And I think Florida is kind of taking the approach of who's the transfer portal secondary player you're most confident will make an immediate impact? DJ Coleman. I love DJ Coleman. He's my favorite safety in the portal. Cam Dooley is up there as well. But yeah, DJ Coleman, he's a dude. I love him. And if he doesn't work out, I'm fine with missing on the eval. I think his eval is awesome. So if he doesn't work out, I'm good with it. That's it. I think it was a great take. I think he's a baller. I'm looking forward to it. So you could say that. But also just looking at how they're building the portal now, how they're building through the portal now. We're getting guys that have multiple years of experience or multiple years of eligibility remaining, but also experience playing. Cam Dooley's been in the SEC for 2 years. No, Larry Johns. Cam Dooley's been in the SEC for 2 years. He's played 450 defensive snaps in that time. He's played another 250 special team snaps in that time. And then he's going to have 2 years of eligibility. So he can come in, compete right away, contribute right away. And then again, next year, contribute, probably start in 2027. Like you've got multiple guys that have experience and multiple years of eligibility remaining. And that's a fun thing to have because that means you can get them 2 years in your system and you can build throughout that. Like I'm excited for some of these things. I really am. Did we get a quitter? I don't even know what that means. I don't know what did we get a quitter means. Did someone commit while we were doing this that is a quitter? Don't think so. No, I don't see anybody that committed, so I don't know what did we get a quitter means. I don't know. It's odd. But yeah, Florida Gators got Cam Dooley. I'm excited for the safety room personally. Again, in 2026, I've not been this excited for a safety room in a long time. Your top 3, I really like. Your next 2 have potential, but I got to see it through. They were never going to reach that potential with Vinny Sinceri as a safeties coach. He's someone that when he got hired, I was like, I'm really, really skeptical of this hire. He's someone who's coaching running backs 2 years ago. And so, yeah, I think that, your safety room got a lot better. Your safety coach is a hell of a lot better. I mean, you can't get worse than what you had last year at safety coach. Everybody kind of took steps back, which is, I think, pretty indicative of your safety coach. But Florida now, you got to keep going with, I need you to get a nose tackle. I would like some competition at corner. You're obviously still going for receivers. I would still like you to finish up edge. If you can get Jaden Woods back, That'd be fun. Maybe Dijon Johnson is a guy that we talk about at nickel. I don't know. Like someone asked about nickel before, and there's just a bunch of people. Appreciate you, JLB, in the grocery store. Look at that. Yeah, Florida, you're getting better. Florida got better today, and that's always a positive that we will gladly take in Gator Nation. For Locked On Gators, I am Brandon Olsen. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at WNS_Brandon. Find all of my written work with New York Giants on SI and swampsignal.substack.com if you want written work about the Florida Gators, including we're going to write scouting reports about players, about the transporter players. We're going to have scouting reports come out. We're looking forward to what this is going to look like. I'm looking forward to what this is going to look like. We'll hopefully be going live again, and I will see you all next time.